Cheers, beautiful people. Welcome back to Aged and Oak. My name is John. Let's do another rank and review. This time we're going to do the last Booker's release of 2025, which is the Phantom Pipes batch. I'm going to be looking over here at my computer to help with the information. The Phantom Pipes batch is a 5 production run batch. The youngest of all those is 7 years, 6 months, and 15 days, and this comes in at 126.4 proof. Let's get this in a glass so we can get it on the nose. The reason they call this the Phantom Pipes batch is that there were some engineers that were looking around the distillery a few years back, and they found a whole bunch of pipes that didn't lead anywhere. And on the card and in the description for this batch, Fred talks about the fact that Booker was always trying to do something different. He'd look for different ways to hook the stuff up. And for a while, he'd do that, and then maintenance would come in and they'd put everything back to the way it was supposed to be. And then, Booker would go back in and he'd do it again. And then after a while, they just said, we're just going to let him do what he's going to do, and, we won't worry about it. Let's get this on the nose and see how this is. Okay. Now, I will say I get a lot of vanilla on this. And there's something else. There's a sweetness that doesn't really come through as a caramel on the nose. Okay, therein comes some peanuts, and it kind of comes off like a honey roasted peanut, which is really nice. Yeah, I get like a lot of vanilla on the nose. A lot of the honey roasted peanut. I get a little bit of oak on it, and for lack of a better way to put it, baking spices, which probably come through as say allspice and nutmeg and maybe a little cinnamon, but I don't get a whole lot of cinnamon, but I think as a group labeled baking spices, I would call it that. I know sometimes when we use the baking spices note, it's kind of vague, and so that's what I'm thinking when I'm thinking baking spices. Yeah, that's really, really good. Now I just got so that was really interesting. I got a little bit of a funk off of it, and it was one of those things that was like, it was something that you recognized, but you can't. It came and went so fast that I couldn't put a name to it. But it wasn't a bad funk. I don't usually get that on a Booker's, but I'm not minding it. Yeah, that nose is really, really good. I'm gonna, wow. I think I'm gonna give that nose, give that nose a 7.8. Yeah, 7.8. So let's get this on the palate. Oh, wow. Okay. The honey's just on the nose because of that mouthful, that was dripping with caramel. Oh, wow. That's good. The baking spices are also present on the palate, a little bit more prominent than they are on the nose. I don't get as much of the bean peanut on the palate, and I say it's kind of. I usually get that in the Bookers, and I feel like it's maybe missing from this. Because to me, that's one of the things that just makes Booker's is just that fantastic peanut flavor. I know a lot of people don't care for it, but I really, really like it. Let me get one more sip and we'll get a rating for the palate. Okay, second sip. That caramel comes in even more. The baking spices kind of sit right where they were. A little bit of oak comes in. Still, not a lot of the bean peanut. I think I'm gonna put the palate on this at about a straight 7. Good, but like I said, I'm kind of missing that bean peanut finish. I'm gonna do one more sip, let that finish build a little bit, and see what I get. Okay, it's not a complex finish. As far as finishes are concerned, it's probably not one of my favorite finishes of the 25 Bookers. I mean, it's still a good finish, but it's not complex, and it does last a fair amount of time. But you get all kinds of oak. And you get that little bit of a peppery finish on it, which in the cold temperatures is really nice. Yeah, it's not complex, but I mean, it's a good finish. It's not a great finish. I'm gonna do the finish at 7 too, or 7 also rather. So, nose of 7.8, palate and finish of 7. Let me do the math here real quick. Okay, so the overall score for the Booker's 2504 Phantom Pipes batch is 7.16. On the whole, pretty good pour. Could it have been better? To me, yeah, with a little bit more of the bean peanut. A little bit more complex of a finish. I haven't decided yet whether or not I'm going to do a blind to see which of the 04 or the 25 Bookers is my favorite. Right now, just going on memory, I would say that my favorite is probably the Jerry's batch. Nose-wise, this might be my favorite nose of the year, if memory serves. But yeah, I think the Jerry's batch is probably going to be my favorite overall for the year. I'm not ruling out a blind. I guess we'll see what happens and see what other kind of stuff I got, and if there's other things that pop up that I would rather do more. And by all means, if you would like to see me do a blind to let you know which of the 25 Bookers I like the most, yeah, just drop a comment on this video and I will do that. While you're dropping a comment, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and if you're not subscribed, why aren't you subscribed? Yeah, hit that subscribe button, click that bell so that you can be notified when I put out new stuff, and yeah, drop a comment. Have you had the Phantom Pipes batch? Do you like it? If you like it, why? If you don't like it, why? Do you like the other ones better? Have you? Is Booker's one of your favorite? Is Booker's something that you're going to pass on as time goes by? You know, has it lessened? I've heard a lot of people say that. I came into Booker's at the end of 2024 with the Jimmy's batch, and the Jimmy's batch is probably my favorite so far. I've had one from 23, and it was really good. but I would say of the ones that I've got, the Jimmy's batch is my favorite. But yeah, if you want to see me do a blind, let me know. And I would say until next time, find yourself a bottle of Booker's that you love. And until we do this again, cheers.